So I decided this morning, waking up, that I got to thinking about how to explain to my children what is going on in the world, as we are nomadic, which means we travel full time around North America in an RV. And my brain was trying to figure out how to explain to them that we can't go anywhere or do anything, as every couple hours things change. New restrictions, new places that are closed, and just what that looks like for us and our family. And we're currently here in Florida, where our home base and domicile and where our family is in Kansas. So I was sitting here trying to think of how to explain that, there might be curfews, or they might have to stay inside, or we can only stay on our little plot and we can't go visit neighbors, and why and how important it is. And they're learning history. They just learned a lot about the World War II, and and just going through my mind, how do you explain to children that have had, that we live in a first world country where everything just comes in abundance? How do you explain to them what is going on? And it kind of made me realize very quickly, I'm like, dude, Diary of Anne Frank. Things were getting bad, and it started off as a normal day, right? So things were normal, and then stuff just started to compile on top of each other. And so it made me think that although things are not that bad right now, things could be so much worse, I decided I wanted to start documenting unedited life for a traveling family and what's going on. Because here's the thing, it's gonna be different than people that live in bricks and sticks. I'm sorry, not sorry. Y'all have a home base and you can quarantine yourself in there. You don't have to. Let me just explain, because I think this will help. Because I just want our story to be told later on, because this is I'm thinking through this. This is history. I cannot ever remember a time or ever have read in a textbook this, except for times in great war and just absolute utter chaos. I'm just gonna be real. A couple days ago, it was business as usual here in Florida. Yeah, we heard about the coronavirus. Our friends, during that time, they were like, oh, it's stuff is starting to shut down overseas, but they decided to travel to Italy and the UK anyway to see their son in Austria. And these are our really good friends, right? So we're just business as usual. Disney every other day, right? And then we see that California shuts Disney parks down. And we're like, what? That's not gonna happen here. Nobody cares around here. Everything is fine. Grocery stores are stocked. Everything is in abundance and rolling. Well, then, while we're at Disney, we get the word that they are gonna close, and that this was a Thursday, that they are going to close down for the rest of the month till the end of March. And for us, we're like, whoa, Disney has never done this except for an exception of 3 times. One was because of a hurricane, one was because of, I think, an earthquake, and then one was for the remembrance of JFK. But other than that, they did not close. And so for me, I'm just sitting here going, this is kind of a big deal that they closed for so long. And then that night, sure enough, I was like, Brandon, maybe we should just pull into a grocery store. And we pulled in to the Aldi's that was right next to our campground, and it is depleted, y'all. Nothing. There was no water, no hand sanitizer, no toilet paper, because there's a toilet paper pandemic. I got the last thing of milk, and I got the last thing of bread. And I was like, this is so weird. But I'm thinking to myself, well, Floridians, during hurricanes and things like that, they know what to grab. So pastas was gone. I got a thing of rice. I got one of the last things of rice. I was just thinking of staples, right? And so we get home, and I'm just telling my husband, I'm like, ooh, this is kind of weird. Should I be worried? No, don't be worried yet. I mean, it's just people being stupid. You know, we shouldn't worry about the virus. We need to worry about the people and reactions. I'm like, but Florida's been through some stuff like this, you know. Florida, Louisiana, they kind of know. And he's like, they will restock. You know, the world isn't shutting down. It's, you know, well, I think those were going to be his famous last words, because that next Friday we decide, all right, we're going to go to Disney one last time. And it was a great time. Like, all of our future plans, because we had planned to celebrate the adoption of our 2 children on their gotcha days in the first part of April. We planned to, it was going to be the last part of March, because in April they were shutting down our passes for a little bit. And so we were celebrating their birthdays, just all the celebrations, and we weren't going to be able to, but thankfully we were able to do that on Friday. Like, so many people canceled their plans that we were able to get in and do all the things. So things just started to progress with this shutdown. We went from, you know, being able to freely move, just trying to get to the grocery stores. You know, we have to go to the grocery stores often, like every single day we've been going, just trying to get the daily necessities, which, by the way, we're not looking for toilet paper. We're just looking for, because we shop weekly. In our camper, we don't have, you know, weight is an issue, so we can't put a lot in it and on it, because we don't want to hurt the frame. But there's also no place to store it. And so we're just getting what we need for when we need it. And as the days have been progressing, it's gone from everything's fine to what started off for us to be a little bit more worried was that they closed down a lot. They canceled my convention for my business in Texas. So we had no reason to go to Texas, but then we decided we were still just going to go because it'll give us somewhere else to be, because we're kind of sick of Florida. Well, then they cancel our campground reservations going all the way to Texas. And these are state parks. And we knew that it was possibly going to be a thing, because we saw something in the news about them using that as a coronavirus overflow of quarantine. But we also saw that other state parks across the entire United States started to close down. So it really got us concerned, because right now we're in a campground community called Thousand Trails. There's 180 places that we can stay, and they were slowly starting to roll out certain things. Latest, as of last night, they closed down all amenities. So no pool, no indoor rec, no library, no puzzle games, nothing inside. No meetings of people more than 10. We're already 6. So, you know, we have to meet families of less than 4, or just not all be congregated at 10 at once. We asked about the laundry rooms and the showers, because we rely on those things to wash our clothes, but also there's 1 bathroom in our rig and there's 6 of us. So we need another place to go to the bathroom. And so far they're going to keep that open. They are going to keep mail open for now, but we are realizing that might be something that gets taken away. They've been closing down beaches. In the last 3 days, they closed down beaches. And we were going to stay in Florida just to hunker down at a beach, because at least, you know, we'd get some sun, sand, and just a place to, like, goose fraba and relax. And we're realizing that might not be possible. They have not limited travel yet, which is good and bad. But we're fearful that that's going to happen soon. And we have, at the end of April, we have priorities of things that we need to go to. Our son has doctor's appointments. We have a meeting with a lawyer. We need to have work done on our rig. And so we're just like, do we go to Kansas now? Do we not go? Going to Kansas now means going in 40-degree weather. We don't have warm or cold clothes. We don't have cold clothing. We do have some in storage, but we'd have to go buy some. We would have to buy propane and gas to run our generator and to heat our home with the propane. We were thinking about getting solar, but that's going to take a couple weeks to get the stuff in, potentially. And so it's these little things that we're just like, okay, what are we going to do? And if they do a travel ban, if they do quarantine, which there's already starting to be in places all over Florida, starting to have curfews, what is that going to look like for us? You know, in some states right now, it's way worse. They have like curfews, quarantines, like like quarantine inside houses. And for a nomadic person, if they do that and they decide that the Thousand Trail staff members can't show up to work if they don't live in the campground, are they going to kick us out? There are some people that are annual members that just live here. So I don't think that they would kick them out because they have annual spots. They pay for that. It's their home. But for a lot of us, since we're not, what are they going to do with us? Like, what would happen? Where would we go? Would they stick us with the people that are sick? You know, these are the questions that we're asking ourselves, and just kind of becoming concerned. And the kids are going stir crazy because in this lifestyle, you don't really hang out in your camper very often. You move about, you go do things, you visit things, you talk to neighbors, you have camaraderie. And right now, look at the campground, nobody's outside. Nobody's doing anything. I mean, this is a family right here, and I haven't seen them come out one time. Not once. And I know they have 3 kids, and they haven't come out. Not once. So, I'm going to give probably daily, I don't want to commit to daily. I am going to give lots of updates, but I just kind of wanted people to know what we're going through. And so some of the things that we face that maybe people that are in sticks and bricks don't face is that if we do get kicked out of this campground and they do have a travel ban, we still need to plug into something because our rig has no solar. Or we need to be able to have access to propane and gasoline and close by, and a place to dump our sewer, because we'll have no way of getting. And we have 4 animals. We have 2 ferrets and 2 dogs. So that fear is like really scary for us, because if they do kick us out, we have no running water. We have no electricity past what a generator and a propane tank can do. And that at best is going to last maybe 4 to 5 days. And we have no way to dump our sewage. And if we have to live like that for months at a time, that would put us in a really, really tough place, like extremely tough. And so that's where like getting home to a domicile kind of seems appealing. But right now, this is unprecedented stuff that we're seeing in America. Like, we never thought we'd see quarantines, you know? We never thought we'd see any of this coming to fruition. So, like, how much are we seeing of this? You know? So, we're staying positive. We have gotten most of our food. We really want to get some ramen. We're not eating as healthy as we should. We're literally getting stuff that's going to stay on the shelves. Well, I have a lot of people that are like hunkering down and very hopeful that there won't be a quarantine, that food will be in mass abundance. And even though I want to eat healthy, really healthy, and eat only fresh fruits and vegetables like I normally do, and we're still going to try to add those in, I'm not counting on those being something that can possibly be our staple over the next few months, because if everything shuts down, that's not what's going to fill our bellies. Like, it's going to be so hard to find. And if people stop eating for 9 days, if they don't have the resources, money to go grocery shopping at all, they're going to start doing things like stealing and whatever to eat, because people get crazy when they don't have food. And that is what I'm most fearful of. So staying in a huge metropolitan area, like, that is kind of concerning. I don't know. It's just a weird time. And as a Christian, you want to have faith over fear, not fear over faith. I'm sure I will have more announcements today or tomorrow on what's going on. Right now I'm sitting outside just soaking in the sunshine because I don't know when they're gonna kick us into the inside. We leave tomorrow for another campground for 2 weeks. There's a lot of families in that campground. There's a lot of space. It's a little less in the middle of all the other people, which is good, but it's still a lot of people. But I'm hoping that that'll be just enough for us. And if they continue to do more crazy things here in the US, we might end up trying to go to Kansas. It's all up in the air. There's so many things that and we can't really do anything or leave until at least tomorrow, when we get our mail and check, because I get paid on Wednesdays. So, because we need to have money to be able to travel. So we'll see. Oh, look, there's a family that's actually out. So, I wonder if that'll start to change. I don't know. I need a shower, and I want to take a shower before they officially close these laundry rooms. Oh no, she's seriously putting up something. Guys, I'm literally documenting. Hold on. I'm going to stay live for this, or not live, but I'm going to stay with this for just a little bit longer. I think she's closing down the laundry rooms. I know she's putting up a flyer, a note. Like, I just watched her walk in with a flyer and a note. And that's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's just going to be the update that the pools are closed effective tonight, or the hot tub, or if it's going to be that we no longer get to use the laundry rooms. I'm waiting to see what she puts up there. Hi. So that'll be really interesting. And that's another thing. If we can't go out into the world and do our laundry, we have something in our rig that we can do, but it doesn't dry. I mean, it's just going to be a totally different way of life, and money and things are important for that now, but I don't know moving forward. I have never seen this campground so empty. It's pretty interesting. All right, I'm going to go see what that said. I'll let you guys see it too. So yeah, the first thing was that all events were canceled. Here, let me see if I can turn can I turn the thing? I can't. So it said all events were canceled at first. But now let's see what she put up. Oh, okay. So RV office by appointment. We continue to monitor the circumstances. For assistance, you need to call this number. But basically, the office is only open by appointment. Wow. That is good news, because it means that they're still going to run their office. But bad news if you have to get on their appointment or schedule. So anyway, as the days and months, hopefully not months, go by, I'll be documenting this part of our lives. No edits. So it's going to be rough and raw footage, and so please, I'm not a videographer, obviously. So send love, send prayers, and I am praying for all those that are watching this and affected by this virus. As it is not something that any of us wished upon anybody, for sure. But now we get to spend time with our families, loved ones, go a little crazy. Kids don't have school, you know, the works. It'll be fun. My kids are actually, one thing that they are like, well, other kids don't have school, so why do we? And I'm like, well, because you already got it really easy. We got a pupper dog coming here. He's a good dog. Hi. All right. Bye for now, friends.